Hey dreamers, this is Jechta Plays, and today we're going to continue. Well, I think you can already guess. You see fire, and it is in place. So we're going to make a fire. We're going to continue to make the fireplace. What we're going to do in this video, we are going to continue with texture, painting the textures on the sculpt. We only did the front so far. We still need to do the side, inside, and the curbs or stones, what you want to call it, in front, or like on the bottom basically. And also the stone plate on top of that. Still not really sure if I keep it like this, or if I'm going to add like an extra roaster, like an extra, like I don't know. A pit or something where the fire goes in, but I think like we can just keep it like this maybe, and then only we need to add wood blocks. That's going to be a very interesting way to sculpt, by the way. I'm not really always yeah, I don't know, it's a lot that we still have to do, and of course we need to do the top version of the fireplace as well. Then we need to build the walls, and I think that like once we have done the fireplace, that's like the biggest sculpt in this whole creation, basically, in this whole scene. It is 8%, I think, in graphics turbo. Yes, we are 8% in the graphics turbo, so it's a quite big big sculpt. I mean like heavy sculpt. Now you can probably like if I ever going to release this on the Dreamweaver, that you can like reduce the graphics, of course. I am not going to do it because like I like to have things a little bit crisper in Dreams, and it's not going to be for a game, so it just is going to be just for a community event called Secret Santa. It's been organized by YahDeh, and probably when you're watching this video, that event is already out like months ago. It's a long series. There's like a lot of like work that I put into this. Not because like but of course like because like I'm also like recording it and stream, or not, yeah, sometimes I stream as well, but mostly recording this stuff. And yeah, like I'm a little bit of like a slow sculptor, and I can be a slow sculptor. And you probably have like witnessed that as well. And I'm not going to put more longer videos longer than an hour. I kind of want to make it still consumable for if you have a lunch break or stuff like that, and just like listening or watching this on the background. So something like to have like a little bit of a chilling moment. I'm not yelling, I'm not screaming. Sometimes I do get frustrated if things are not going the way how I want to go. But often I'm just very chill and doing my thing. So without further ado, it's a little bit longer intro than I normally do. But yeah, I am ready. So the fire, I placed it inside, but it was more of like how it was going to look. So let's put that aside, and let's turn that sound off as well. I really love like how creepy this looks, by the way. Like, and it looks like a dungeon. Okay, yes, so layering the base layers. First of all, what we're going to do, we're going to base layer the first color, which is going to be gray, and I need to make sure we are in mirror mode, and it seems that way. Oh, to be honest, I think we already are. Yeah, I think we already are having the am I saying that correct? Yes, we do. All right, so then we need to do something else. We are going for the wedge technique, as always. Cannot do anything without the wedge technique, so that's what we're going to do. Opacity, I think that's fine. And the good thing about this is that, like, because just like the side, you're not going to see we are clone or like mirroring the sculpture, so it's speeding up the process. So first of all, let's make the stripes, and we do that with these things here. And I don't want to make it too obvious, so we need to like lower a little bit of like the opacity here, and also make this a little bit smaller, and just like slowly like drawing or painting a little bit of stripes. And these are stripes meant for like the begin layers of the stones, the structure. Basically what we're doing the same thing what we did in the front. It's just like a repetition of the process that we were doing here right now. And once I have done that, we're going to add a little bit dark, and then we're going to maybe not like this, but just like maybe within square. And then like very quickly, oh, we do need subblend for this, otherwise it's not going to work. As just at 2 spots, so we have like not everywhere it's like super dark. And then last but not least, we're going to add the donut technique. Sorry, I'm tired a little bit. Okay, and then add some softer white. Going to spin this around. Make sure we have the right opacity selected. There you go. And then we're going to tap this on the structure, so we get a really nice stone. We might maybe going to add a little bit more, so I don't have to paint too long on it, because like the longer you paint the well, the higher the graphics turbo can be. So if you're going to make something like this, and if you're going to paint something in Dreams and on your sculptures and want to make some textures on it, make sure you're not painting too long on it. Otherwise it's going to be a disaster in the end. I might maybe still going to rise up a little bit more. Yeah, I'm not going to use like bright white on this, but I do wanna make it look like it's more popping out. That's what we are going to do. Maybe a little bit late. There you go. Now I see a little bit better. That's actually going to add up on the structure. Just a little bit in the bottom here. There we go. Not that hard. Just... it's really fun to do, actually. Like if you keep doing this, you get like a really nice, like, the whole painting is coming alive. And I always love this part in Dreams. Just as I love sculpting, I love this. I don't know why I said this. Like, I'm like also in repetition mode right now. All right. I think that's it. We can maybe try to add a little bit more darker spots, just how we did with the front view. So we're going to use the spare again, and we're going to use the subblend again. And okay, that's maybe a little too much. Go a little bit down on this. But just so that the surface looks very uneven looking with like the darker spots here and there. Just make it a little bit more believable. That's what we're doing right now. I think we are quite okay. We might maybe still Yeah, I don't know. Like we might maybe still need maybe a little bit more stripes. I think we are lacking a little bit about that part, so let's change that. And then we go back to this here and make it a little bit longer and then make it smaller. Make sure it's like it's low on opacity. Just not too overdone it, but just like here and there a little bit of like stripes happening. And I think that's more than enough. All right. Now I know that the sides are a little bit more flat than like on the front. I might maybe changing it in the long run, but for now I'm just not really bothering it with it too much. We can do yeah, what we can do the inside first. Let's first do the inside first before we continue. I am going to use now a studio light so I can see a little bit better what we are doing inside. Now I don't really need to do as much as what I have done in the front, but we're going to add more to this anyway. So for example, I might just going to add these. Sorry, that was the wrong one. A little bit of like vibes happening here. Not too crazy, but just enough to add it to the detail. We're going to make it a little bit more darker here because like this is where like the fire happening, so we have to make it believe that this is like super burnt, and that's what we're going to recreate as well. Oops. We need mirror mode. And also some like slight touch of like white in the front a little bit, so we get like, we don't really have to do everything though. Like it's like you're not going to see much of this department at all. I am going to add it anyway, but because like I don't want to do half measuring, but I also am well aware that this is a side that not many people are going to even see. And okay, it's already in the right color. We're going to do the same what we did. We are in mirror mode. Yeah, we are in mirror mode. And we're just doing the same thing. Just like maybe make sure we have a little bit more opacity happening. So you don't have to pay too long on this whole thing here. There we go. Like the more complexer, like it sometimes can take a while before things are adding to the painting. How it is and how it goes. I'm not going to paint too far in the distance. Like I said, like you're not going to notice the detail anymore. But the parts that you can still look inside, I will make sure it's been texturized. Oh, happened again. Created a circle on this. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe it's because like I make a perfect circle out with the spinning. There we go. Okay, so do it like this. I cannot really do this in mirror mode because things were going to look very weird if I do that. I have to do it manually. It's takes a little bit more time. It's all about the result in the end. And we're going to layer here as well, so this is not only it. So I feel like turn now studio light backlight like on, so studio like studio light off. You can see now you have like that painted as well. And we're going to like add like more details here, like make it more black and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do. I only don't know like here we need to paint like things on it, like more black as well, and white. We need to have more white, so like it's white out. I don't know what I'm saying right now. It's you will see, you will understand what I'm doing right now. I'm super tired, and but I really need to finish this. It's getting closer to the deadline at the moment of recording, so and I have not even created the scene, only this prop yet. Only this prop still. Yeah, we need a sphere, and I need to make it darker. We're going to use subblend, opacity as low as possible, and I might actually using more of like a veil and randomly popping and painting darker parts. And just so that like it looks like let me do this in studio light as well. You can see a little bit better of what we are doing here. But yeah, basically, like in a fireplace, things get, of course, very warm, very heated up, and that will always leave dark spots. Now I do see that we need to increase a little bit of like the opacity here. Like, I don't really want to paint too long on this. There you go. And a little bit maybe here as well. Also on these things here. Make it darker. And do like a little bit maybe randomly like so. Just that it like it feels like it's been used a lot. The rest I will do with the wedge technique again. So we can like create smaller stripes in black. Just like wedge this out. Make it super tiny. And spin it so. And then let me see if that is... I think that's fine. So I'm just going to make some stretches, black spots. Don't think I'm in mirror mode, but it's fine. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There you go. So that's all. I might maybe do it a little bit better over there. We also need to do the same on these stones. because like this is where it gets super dark. So we're going to make begin part of the stone. We're going to add more black to this. Because smoke comes out here. And that will cause affecting don't know the English word for it, but it affects the stone basically that it gets black. And like you have like been or seen a very old fireplace, something like this before, you're probably going to see and recognize that as well. So that's what we're doing. We're making black stripes on those. Maybe I should go in mirror mode. If I have to be honest, speeding up my process a little bit and my time. I'm also going to add white in between it to make it more authentic in the end. But that's for later. But you really want to, if you're ever creating something like this for yourself, try to look at objects in real life and see how things are like reflecting and bouncing or causing once you are, in this case, once like fire hits stone like this, it will cause like that the stone is looking very dark. But just look out for yourself if you're ever going to make something like this yourself. They're almost done. I will do the inside of the stone as well. These also need to be dark. And the reason why I'm not using spheres or other stuff is I use always wedge, because for some reason I always get the best results of that. And I'm ever since using it and doing it this way, it's it gives, for me personally, the best results. Now for you it can be, of course, very different than my version, of course. Like if you're like make something like this, you probably have different techniques and different way of like how to do it. But yeah. Okay, this one I'm going to do without mirror mode because we're getting closer to each other's stones. So I'm just going to add this manually. I see that I forgot here, for example, add more dark stone. There you go. So now you can see like it's very heated up in the past. Might as well. I think we can leave it like this. It doesn't have to always have to be everywhere the same. Here's like the most smoke happening. Now we were talking about white parts, and before I'm actually going to do this, I am going to save the version as in private. If things goes wrong, which sometimes does happen with me, so I don't want to let that happen. So we're just going to, and this is like going to be a little bit more trickier, but I am going to make like white around the part. And we're going to do that with basically between the stones. And then we're also going to have to be careful not to hit the stones, but only... Only the... Don't overdo it, Jechta. But... Yeah, I cannot speak, sorry for this. But slowly but surely... I should have done this in mirror mode, by the way. And now we are almost at the point that it doesn't have to... That it doesn't need anymore. Wait, let me do this again. I need to speed up my time. Even though I kind of wasted now. Can I ever get it? This is... Oh no, I messed up. Yeah, I definitely messed up. No, oh no. Maybe I should have like... Can I still go back where I was? No. Oh no. What did I do? I should have done what I did. Oh no. Oh no, I messed up. I really messed up. Oh well. Because I think that the other one was looking a little bit better with it happens sometimes. Sometimes, like, you know, things that doesn't always come to you as perfect. Sometimes you have to deal with things that go very wrong. But these are more like slight touch to the whole scene. I mean, like, like more natural lighting so we can see what the result is by doing this. I can see why we are doing what we are doing. And I'm going to fade it away a little bit, like with let me turn off the mirror mode. Alright. So now I kind of want to have that. And we're going to add... Oh, it already is pretty much close to the... See if we can make it so... Like, we are not done yet, but we need to add detail to... Maybe this is a little bit too much here. I don't know. But basically we are going to do this at different spots in the creation. And it will create a little bit of like that is like it's more popping and more different. Like things were going to look a little bit of like it looks like different already. Like it's and if I'm not liking it, can also happen. It can definitely happen that things I do and when it ends up like something that I do not like, I will change it or I go back to my previous save version. That's why I'm often save in between. I never forget doing that. But adding more addition with stroke and stuff like that, it will create a more different variation in the texture. And you don't have to do it everywhere, but just parts. That's maybe a little bit too much. Just trying to find. That's weird. That's super weird. I'm trying to find the right balance. You don't want to end up doing it too much. Okay. Now I'm not done here yet, so here we need to do a little bit of like reversed. I'm going to use brown. And we're going to use the donut technique again. And then we're going to like do spinning that thing again. Fast as possible, there you go. I'm just going to tap over this. I might maybe add a little bit more opacity this time. So we're going to blend in these parts here. Still not enough, so I need to... I hope I haven't already reached the maximum of like what you can do with painting. I hope not. So basically what we're doing, we're blending the white inside the creation. That's basically what we're doing right now. You can add up a little bit more darker in the bottom, because that's where fire of the smoke and heat has been active mostly, or hit it against it. So we're just going to I barely see much changing happening, but it does change. There's some changing happening. There you go. So now it looks a little bit more dirtier and more moist and broken. And basically we're going to do the same stuff elsewhere, where we added those white stuff. So just so that it looks like it's been there for a while, you know. There we go. That should be about it. Well, we can do the same here. So go back to the wedge technique. Open the hole. And make this smaller. Let me reset this. Did it wrong. I need to first make it smaller, then hold it in. There we go. Squeeze it out. Use the white. And having a little bit less opacity again. And then we're going to smear. Maybe we need more. And let's also do mirror mode this time. Will save me a lot. Just some parts where I'm going to do this and add detail though it is. Like I said, it's a super old like fireplace. So we're just going to Add those things in here. Make it more slidaged over there. So even the side gets some love now, which we didn't really do before. Like there's like so many like things you can add still, but we also have to be like be careful for not adding too much to this. Yeah, that's fine. Just a little bit of like... Okay, and then we're going back to the donut. Add brown. Make the donut super small. Spin it. Just a little bit more opacity this time. And then tap it over those white spots that we just created. Just to blend it in. And we don't really have to like do much. Just here and there a little bit. Like so. There you go. And the sides are done as well. Now we can basically do the the bottom one, as we have not done that. I will try as much as possible in mirror mode, but I might ending up maybe a little bit with doing it manually. Let's make sure like everything is having the right base bottom. There's like some light reflecting on this. Okay. First of all, we're going for the wedge technique. As always, make it smaller. And we start with the first layer, that is gray. Light gray, basically. And we're going to add a tiny little bit of opacity. We're going to stretch it out. We are in a mirror mode, so I'll keep maybe doing the 1 or 2 stones first. And then we add up maybe the rest manually. Like so. Then the other side. The front I will do later. But just gives the stone a little bit more texture, so like everything like belongs to each other. Everything is like fitting to each other. That's what we are doing here. This is maybe a little bit too much what I'm doing here right now. It's always a little bit like challenge. Often you want to go too far with stuff, and then it end up very weirdly. Okay, already make some sort of textures already. Need to do it on the top as well. We're going to, of course, use the donut technique eventually. to add additional structure. Then we're going to add darker spots to create not shadow, but like stone is not always the same color. It can be because of it's wet or moist, or there's so many reasons why stone has different color to it. So we're basically going to reproduce that. Okay, we're hitting the center. I'm just going to disable mirror mode for now. And so we can add some stuff. There we go. Okay, so that's like the beginning. Need to do this here. That we do need to do in mirror again. Like we don't really have to do like the backside at all much. There's no one going to see this. But Jechta's doing it anyway. Well, half. Like I'm not like doing. It's not that I'm doing actually the whole backside. I might maybe think of something. Maybe we use this black plate and we use it on the backside or something. I don't know. I have to see. Okay, so now we're going to add the donuts. We're going to add white, the donut technique. Make it smaller. And spin it around. Make sure that we are going to see it, so hit the opacity a little bit higher. I don't need to, I don't want to. This is maybe a little bit too much already. Try to make it as small as possible. Should be fine. Am I in mirror mode? Yes, I am. Yes, I do. And now these stones come alive as well. And that's the whole purpose. And then we're going to add maybe some slideage, like some white between the stones a little bit. Just like how we did it with I'm not sure. Maybe we're going to make it black. I'm not really sure if that is something I would want to do or not. I'll have to see if that's going to be the case. I will stop here, by the way, because like that's the center. So let's just continue doing it on the sides first before we adding it to manually to the center without the mirror mode on. But look at that. Look how the stones are. I feel like a Bob Ross right now. I really feel Bob Ross. Look at that. There we go. I really feel like Bob Ross. Okay, but it's just like I really love like how the stones are. It's so day and night, like a painted version sculpture versus a non-painted version sculpture. It's such a day and night view. And I'm loving it to do it. So satisfying. And then we're not even done. There's so much more to do. We need to build the room itself. Although I'm not going to do the full room. I'm only going to add the fireplace, of course. Like, duh. Like this one. And like there are some walls around it. And maybe some decorations, of course. Some Christmas socks, maybe. Above the fireplace. I think that would be very lovely to do. Maybe some Christmas cards or something like that on the fireplace above. And maybe some candles. Who knows? There's some stuff we can still add. But those are all smaller props and takes lesser time to create. Well, at least for normal people, not for Jechta. But Jechta always takes a lot more time to finish something. You probably already have seen that and witnessed that. If you're following me for quite a while now, you already would have seen that Jechta takes its time. Oh, why is it not spinning anymore? Go on, spin. Like sometimes like it stops spinning. Like the more I like move around with my imp, the lesser it's going to spin. Okay, last brick. Wait, I thought I did this side already. Oh. Cannot hurt to add more. And then well, I think we need 2 more layers still. So 1 layer we're going to add a little bit brown in the stones. Like there. So now we have you can see wow. Let me do that again. You can still see the difference between the color difference, right? That's because like we didn't add the second layer. But before we're going to add the last layer, I mean, I kind of want to like do like a little bit brown. So we're going to put a hole inside, and yeah, I might end up doing this in mirror mode again. And let's not use precise tool. Okay. And just a little bit like here and there, a little bit spots. Not too crazy. But just a little bit brown in the stones. And then we're going to fill up the rest with some darker paint. So we're going to use a sphere and then paint something black over it. But this is just like very quickly adding a little bit like dirt to the stones. There you go. Already on day and night on its own. So then turn off the mirror mode so we can do it here as well. I might maybe okay. Now we're going to pick a sphere and we're going for black, and all we need to do is subblend and opacity as low as possible, the lowest actually, and then we're just going to swipe randomly on the stones. Just so that it's like it's probably going to add some darker spots in between the stones. I first thought maybe white, but I think I will just do it like this. Pops out the stones a little bit better, my taste, or in my opinion. You don't have to do this, you don't have to agree with me. It's all fine. But I'm going to do it. Because I just can. Alright. I think we are very close to finishing the under part. I'm really curious like how it's going to look in proper light and stuff like that. Because we have not really tested that out. I think we are done with the lower parts of the fireplace. Maybe I will change still the this plate here, like the additional stone thing here. Probably going to add some details on it. I'm not really sure how I'm going to visualize that, to be honest. Maybe how much is the time? I can still maybe do that now, because it doesn't really require that much. Let me put the fire away. Because I'm going to do here, make it look like it's still made out of stone, but then like black stone or something like that. So I'm just going to add still. This is not the mirror mode, right? Did I do it in mirror mode? I don't know. We're going to do the same what we did with the other stones as well. Add a little bit more texture to this so it doesn't look so plain and nothing. I might do it like halfway or like not hitting the center, so I can do this manually. Because I don't want to look so obvious. So that's right now. So we're going to do the center part. It's really maybe hard on seeing a video. I don't know if you can see this on the quality of the recording, but I can guarantee you it's actually added. So if I'm going to add like additional cameras to this scene a little bit closer, you will see the details on it. I don't really see it as much because like I am currently using remote play, which already is like super bad on its own. But I can still see it a little bit going, and if that's all what I need. Okay, so we have now a little bit of texture happening. Now what I can do, this is already black on its own, right? But I can maybe try make it even darker at some points. Let's see how that actually turns out. We're going to do it a little bit here. Where the fire has actually been. Not much to see, but yeah, I think I'm quite satisfied to this. The whole thing is still 8%, so we have not really raised up much graphics thermal. in the painting departments. Probably we did add already because like it was like 5% the first, but but that was like without the bricks yet. So yeah, I'm not really sure how much graphics we have been raising up with the painting part, but 8% is quite a lot. I have to agree with that, but we can always decrease it as low as possible. I'm kind of curious how far we can increase it. We have 4% right now. Still looks okay. I would not go for this, but it still looks okay. But I keep the 8%. I'm kind of curious. Can we actually go higher than 8%? We can. That's like 11. Wow. Okay. I was not really sure if that was actually going to be the case at all. But yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Just alright. I'm going to leave this video here. I must say we did okay. We did good. We created a fireplace. It's not done yet, of course. There's still a lot more to come to do. Having a blast so far. I still need to make the part where it's sit on. I do that in a different sculpture. I don't think I'm going to add this on top of this already in one sculpt. Otherwise it gets too complex and I don't want that to happen. So all what we're going to do is we add a wooden plank maybe on top of it. Or maybe also half stone, half wood maybe. I have to see how the contrast is going to look like. I don't want to make it too cartoony. But I will see what I'm going to do with the rest of the fireplace. For now, I am just going to call it for today. And hopefully I can finish this before the deadline. It's getting super close right now. It's I'm almost stressing, but it is what it is. I have to do I have to do what I have to do. But yeah, it's fun to do, and I really love this, and I cannot wait to finish this. I still see some things that I forgot to do on the stone here and there, so I might maybe going to add that later. All right. For now, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching, and as always, don't forget to dream, everybody, and see you next time. Bye bye.